Hello, I'm Mazen, and this is my colleague, Dr. Bolton.
Hi there.
We are both doing specialty training, GP, in our last academic year, and we're going to chat to each other today about weight management. So I'm going to start by asking you, Dr. Bolton, what are your thoughts on weight management?
So it's something that we see a lot of in general practice and in clinic, especially in the UK. And I think from my perspective, I think starting kind of just with the basics really, because and gaining understanding of what's going on in patients' lives and how this is impacting on them is a really important thing before we kind of go into this kind of management style of it, because patients' lifestyles really does impact on what's going to be useful in terms of going forward, in terms of what we can offer them and what also that they can use. My kind of starting point is to understand kind of eating habits, understanding how much exercise they're doing, what kind of exercise they're doing, because that's kind of important in maintaining and losing weight if that's the goal. I always start with kind of the lifestyle stuff first, because that's generally the easiest to start with. There's no side effects to it, whereas there are side effects with medications. And then once we've kind of talked about that, then I go down kind of the medication route if appropriate, and if they're eligible for it in the UK. My kind of like go-to advice for weight management is always about really portion control. And one of the easiest things people can do is simply have smaller plates. So there's lots of studies that show if you have a bigger plate, you will fill that bigger plate with food, and if you have a smaller plate, you'll fill that smaller plate with less food, obviously. But psychologically, you still feel like you've had a full meal. Other things are making sure that you take your time to eat as well. So chewing your food, take your time between mouthfuls, have a conversation with someone. Try to, when you're eating, try and practice mindfulness when you eat. So don't be distracted by TV or your phone or social media. Concentrate on eating, enjoy your food while you're eating it, and that can elongate the time that you're eating for. The other thing is waiting after you've eaten as well. So I'm a culprit of this. I eat very quickly, and I'm hungry after I finish my meal, and it makes me want more food. So, I'm conscious of that now. So I try and give it a good 20 minutes to half an hour before I go and get something else to eat. And generally I'm not hungry after that time. So I think that's kind of a good starting point for most people in terms of eating. The other thing is really trying to control what you snack on during the day. And having those healthier snacks, not reaching for the packet of crisps, not reaching for the chocolate bars. It's having something that's a bit more beneficial for you. So banana, or apple, fruit and veg basically, or a healthier snack, so like a rice cake or something. And then I'll go into the exercise side of things.
I think that's very, very good. I think you've said most of it, Dr. Bolton. The only thing only one important thing I'm going to add is it's also about what we actually eat, because some of the meals we do eat, they contain a lot of calories, such as oil. Like there's a lot of calories in one spoon of oil, and also sugar. So whereas in comparison to some veg, which hardly contains any significant amount of calories. So I think also snacking, like you have mentioned earlier, snacking on healthy snacks such as vegetables is really important.
Yeah, I agree. I think going down that route as well about thinking about what you eat, there's a lot of information and a lot of press around ultra processed foods at the moment, and generally the definition of ultra processed food is something that has 5 or more ingredients that you wouldn't find in your kitchen cupboard. And that's quite kind of a good rough marker. So a lot of supermarket foods are ultra processed if they're not a fresh fruit or vegetable. So I think cooking for yourself is a big factor about how to help manage weight, and how to kind of help educate yourself about what you're putting into your body. There's ultra processed foods are associated with higher rates of obesity and weight gain. That's the quick and easy meals, the microwave meals, the frozen, highly processed foods. So I think it's, in today's society, it's impossible to totally cut out ultra processed foods. I try and aim for around 20% of ultra processed foods in my diet. I don't want, my personal choice, I don't want to cut them out altogether because I enjoy chocolate and I enjoy those things, but it's moderation. So, but I think certainly I had a long hard look at my diet at one point, and I was probably eating 60 to 80% of ultra processed foods, and now that's certainly reduced down to the 20% mark.
Thank you so much. So you're saying here it's the gradual reduction which really gives a longer term impact on the person's health, doesn't it, really?
Yeah, and we also know that the important thing is with these changes is to make them habit forming, and that happens over the space of about 12 weeks or 3 months. So if you can maintain a lifestyle change over 3 months, you're vastly more likely to continue that lifestyle change going forward.
That's really good. Thank you ever so much, Dr. Bولتون, and we both hope that you will find this video useful. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye for now.